Hello, magnificent, beautiful people of the world. It's your boy, Static, Dog, and Strange, bringing you another sweet, sweet podcast.
Yeah.
How are you, gentlemen?
I'm alive.
Yeah.
Cool.
Which is more than I can say for some mates.
Yeah.
Damn.
Aw.
It's good that, things are going well for you, Strange, on a positive note. If you are seeing me, I am not seeing you because I am without glasses for the podcast. Why? Doctors are bullshit. Not really. There are a lot of good doctors. I'm just not wearing glasses. You don't need my personal life.
You're that children
So,
never
Hey,
go
you're the
to
one
a
who brought it
doctor.
up, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, today we are doing something that is a fun time for me. It came out in 2022. It is Akiba Maid War, which is a very fun 13 episode.
12.
Fun,
Well, yeah, 12.
Fun for a couple episodes at least.
Okay, let's be 100% honest. It is depressing. Okay, not depressing.
There is nothing depressing about a woman doing a maid dance in the middle of Akihabara streets while gunning down a squadron of people.
You really
that
need
is
to finish.
amazing, and it is a hell of a first episode.
That
Yes.
was like, wow. I wonder what the rest of the series is going to be about.
It
I know
definitely
what a
got my
ride.
attention.
So yeah, this came out I think fall 2022. Yeah, fall 2022. 12 episode. It's the story of this girl named Nagumi who Nagami, who travels to Tokyo to go and be a maid or dream of a maid, blah blah. And she tells everybody, I want to be a maid. This is what I want to do. I'm gonna go join Oinky Doinky.
Oinky doink.
Pig Cafe.
Yeah, Oinky Doink Pig Cafe. And everybody, she's getting all this side-eyedness and everything. She's like, why? And then the whole premise is, in this world, maids are Yakuza, which is just the wildest twist I've seen in the anime in the longest time. We see first episode, like Zog said, people are just getting gunned down. It's like a whole gunfight. We're like, what the hell? And Nagamo's shocked. She's like, this isn't what a maid is to me. And she's kind of basically a pacifist in a Yakuza world. So her whole story is kind of very interesting to follow this dark and gritty Yakuza world of it. And she meets Renko, who is also joining Oinky Doinky the same time as her. So it's like you've got a pacifist and you've got a trained Stone Cold Navy assassin.
Fresh out of jail, too.
Yeah, fresh out of prison. Which is so
35
sad.
years old, fresh out of prison, wants to go work at a maid cafe.
Yeah,
I can
she got
respect
pinned
that.
for a
That's what she was
crime.
I can
doing
respect
before.
that.
Yeah.
She's going back to the place she belongs.
And she got pinned for a crime she didn't even do. So, what a crappy thing. But yeah, they both go to join Oinky Doinky, which is a whole thing. But that's basically the premise of this. So we find out the adventures through this. And yeah, I gotta say, it was from PA Works, which when it comes to PA Works, I've recently been skeptical of the things they've done. But they've put out a lot of good stuff in recent years. They've given us the iconic Your Boy Coming, which is a whole vibe, which I don't think anybody here watched except me.
You're probably correct, because I don't remember that name.
But as good as Your Boy Coming is, it also gave us Fairy Gone, which is one of the worst things I've ever fucking watched. So it's very polarizing. But they give us good stuff. They give us good quality. And the last 4 they've been on, because they did Skiff and Loafer, they did Buddy's Daddies, which is basically people call it the homosexual spy family, which there's no homosexuality in it.
But I don't
But
know.
that's what the internet calls it.
I'm surprised I haven't heard of that one before now then. You would think
Yeah,
Twitter
it's,
would latch onto that.
They did.
They did.
You have a Twitter,
you just
dog?
must have.
Not anymore, honestly. I
We need
I
to
got
make you a Twitter.
I got tired of
I said all your social media was redacted, so I didn't think you had any.
I got tired of social media being, well, Twitter. So yeah, I basically got rid of it, except
Well,
for
you definitely don't
except for
wanna
this
get on-
Discord.
You definitely don't want to get on Twitter now because Elon's over here just
being
That's-
Elon,
Zog.
being Elon.
yeah.
Dog needs a Twitter more than ever now, so he can go and be angry with it. Because Twitter is a great outlet for angry people. Also, I ain't gonna lie, I've had some very interesting conversations with some Ruby fans because, like, I found I was getting jumped by Ruby fans for my very correct opinions that I posted on. And one shining knight was like, "Yo, bro, I agree with you." We had this whole conversation. I was like, "Yes." So there's still hope on the internet. And you can criticize something without hating it. So just realize that, people. Like, just because you criticize something
yeah.
doesn't mean you hate it.
I criticize shit I love all the time.
Yeah.
So you know
I
I
do
love it.
hate the writing in Ruby.
Oh,
So
yeah,
is.
no, that went downhill after, well, even during season 3.
Yeah. I mean, season 4 was the last. I was like, yo, Ruby. And I was like 5 through 6. I was like, and then 7 through 8. I was like,
I
Ruby.
will say the current stuff has been getting better since season 6.
Yes, we should just turn this into a Ruby podcast
But
right now.
just because but a shitty painted house is still a shitty house.
Yeah, I mean, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. Luckily, Akiba Maid War is not a shitty painted house. It is a house stained in blood, because
Very
there's
much
so
so.
much blood, violence, and gore. And PA Works did a great job of kind of putting this together. And it was very interesting for me because the director of this also directed a few episodes of My Hero Academia. He's directing a lot of the Bunny Girl stuff coming up, and he also directed Bunny Girl Senpai as well. So it's really, he directed the whole Dreaming Girl videos. I'm like, bro, you are a goat.
Okay, cool.
Also, he directed a few episodes of Noragami, which we all love and desperately want back.
Oh,
Yes, we all have that opinion.
Dog, you're the
I haven't
only
even
one of us
watched
who
it.
haven't watched Noragami, which is
banned.
wild because you
Banned.
would love Noragami. Like, Bishamon is your type of character. Bishamon should be everybody's type of character.
All
she is.
righty.
But yeah,
All right. Put that one on the list, and we'll see when we get to it.
yeah.
But no,
So what?
this maid war or turf war in skirts, whatever you want to call it. I love the sense of humor in this. The sense of humor is very kind of like, it's not quite like Evil Dead sense of humor, but it's kind of close to
dark.
that, where this very horrific kind of thing to be happening is just kind of funny. Like,
Yeah.
in the middle of an argument, girl's being threatened, her life is being threatened, and by this bunny maid, so just a maid with bunny ears on, and then bunny girl gets shot in the head, falls over, is like, what the fuck just happened? And then you just get a spurt out of the bullet hole all over the girl who was originally getting threatened.
and that
It-
really
it's-
kind of I wasn't expecting it to.
Oh yeah.
I thought going into this, like, okay, yeah, it's maids in a turf war or whatever. I thought it was gonna be more serious, and then as soon as I saw that, I was like, okay,
No,
I see what kind of time
they
I'm in
know
for.
they know what they're doing. They know, which I can appreciate that. Just put these people through some crazy weird shit and just see how far it's willing to go.
Yeah.
Fuck. Again, the first episode basically ends with a one-woman army gunning down an entire branch of the Yakuza. And it's in the middle of the streets in a very public place to a pop song where even the shots from their guns are to the beat. And she's dancing like a maid the whole time.
Because it's such a good time. It's such a good experience. Like,
I can appreciate
Ranko, best girl. Ranko, best girl.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, Ranka and Zoya are the best girls by far. Zog, I don't know if he met Zoya yet. He is
the white-haired one.
He should have, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I have not finished the series, but so far my favorite episode is 3, the one where they're in the boxing ring together.
Yeah,
and just beating the shit out of each other.
And it's weird because like I want you to go back and watch this too, but like the ending is so shocking. Like I feel like now that you know, because so for me watching this, I'm not gonna lie, it was like a 6, and then the ending took it to like a 7.5, almost an 8 for me, because of just how it handled it. Nothing was expected. Like nothing was expected. I mean, it was like a whole episode. It's like an organized cluster happened. But give you more of the premise. So we've got our maids Oinky Doinky, which are part of the animal faction. There's like an animal and there's a creature faction. Now there's the creature land, and then there's
the
aliens.
Alien Maid. The puns are like, oh my gosh. like
I mean, to be fair, that just kind of fits with the whole maid aesthetic Japan has.
The maid puns are just off the charts in this one.
Yeah.
What's the one thing they add creature to like? I don't remember what they say.
Beast
I
maid.
can't remember.
Give me.
It's like they say like understand or affirmative, but they add like creature. I don't know. It was really weird, but the maid puns are funny.
Yeah. So we've got Creature Land and we've got the extraterrestrials. They're the two kind of factions, like warring factions in Tokyo. So Oinky Doinky is a part of the Creature Land, and there's a hierarchy where the lions are the head, and then all these other ones are the sheep and whatnot. But pigs are the lowest of the low, so Oinky Doinky gets treated like crap. So, Nagumi, I keep calling her something else. Nagami is kind of shaking up the hierarchy of everything with her actions and everything, and she doesn't really understand what she's doing, and there's ramifications that fall back on Oinky Doinky. So we see that happen, and it's just like such a wild and fun time. But it also comes back to bite us in the butt because the Creature Land head, who is our main antagonist.
This is the whole. I like the way that everything was just kind of was teased throughout of like, oh, okay, that makes sense, and oh, that makes sense. Yeah, oh, I really like that. That's like it comes around full circle. Everything comes around full circle, which is really all I can ask for.
It does. Yeah, because we've got Nagi, who's head of the Creature Land, who's Renko's former friend, or cafe mate, who
sister.
They're sister basically. They're they were actually sisters because Michiko, the maid, adopted both of them into the maid world, and she was shot and gunned down, but she preached like pacifism. But Renko couldn't be a pacifist because of her background. Anyway, so Nagi sends like these.
She's from Black Lagoon.
Oh my gosh! And that's what I got a lot of vibes from her for Black Lagoon. But there can only be one Revi, but Renko is second Revi for sure.
Renko versus Revi, who wins?
Yeah, who would win in a fight?
God, that's hard, honestly. Considering, I'll tell you why at the end. I have one, but I'll have to tell you towards the end once we talk about the finale why I chose who I chose. But yeah, so basically there's this whole maid war and stuff's happening. They're going and upstreaming factions, everything like, and the manager of Oinky Doinky, Yasuko, is just absolutely useless. She keeps borrowing money and not paying it back. So like basically we're starting. Yeah, Renko is basically the only thing keeping Oinky Doinky afloat. Yeah. Renko and Yuna and her being the top maid and everything. But then Zoya joins and adds, and then you got Shino. So it's a fun bunch. And then we got a random fucking panda. Which we don't really find out the purpose of the panda until like episode 10.
Panda is very important.
Okay, quick question: is there just somebody in a panda suit, or is that an actual panda?
That's someone in the panda suit, and they're integral to the story. Actually,
that's what I thought. That's
Yes,
what
they're
I
very.
fucking thought.
So, spoiler, skipping ahead. The person, and again, if you haven't watched Akiba Maid
Please
War,
go
please
watch it.
go watch it before we
I-
get into the
We
spoilers.
implore you, pause it right now. Come back to us later. Whatever you want to do, go.
We'll
watch
be
this.
here because we're the internet.
Or finish watching us this time, go watch the series, and then come back and watch us again.
Yes.
Either one works.
Or setups on loop with different IP addresses so we get all the views. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You know, whatever floats your boat. I'm not going to tell you
Yeah.
how to live your life. Just
Like I always say.
just give you some options and then encourage the ones I want.
Yes. Just like any non-toxic, toxic person. So, anyway, so spoiler territory. 3, 2, 1. You've been warned. You've been warned. Okay.
Way too many warnings.
The
They need
panda is the one that murdered Renko's master. So that is the person in the panda suit. So there is a maid in there and she is the one responsible for murdering the master and she was told to after the hit of someone else. So it's like really crazy.
I mean, two guesses as to who told her to do it. But
It wasn't Nagi though, was it?
Dude with a ball cap who kept setting up the torture methods on the chief.
Oh, he got murked, and that was satisfying.
oh yeah, that was
Oh damn it! He was fun.
yeah. No, well, he left too much up to chance. He underestimated Oinky Doink, the Oinky Doink Cafe. No, Nagi, the other purple haired chick, the current headmistress, told other girl. It all ties together, but told the girl in the panda suit to go murder the last headmistress, which woo.
You mean the
Which is
current?
weird.
You mean the current one had the previous one killed
Yeah.
to seize
Which was
power?
her.
Who could have seen that coming?
It was weird though, because that's like her mother though. It was like, and she showed
And?
regret for it too. So it was like the weird thing, like the concept of she's actually like freaking broken. So that was interesting. I'll let there be. Anyway, so yeah, so that happens, and then at the end of the series, which is this huge twist, Renko gets killed. Which I mean, there's foreshadowing, but we avoided. So there was foreshadowing that she would die.
So, like,
But then, like, it seemed like we got to that point, and then it was like, okay, like she escaped her fate because they were gonna kill her, and they let her go and they let her walk free. So now you let her walk free.
God.
She's like, blah blah blah. So as she's walking free, she gets capped by a maid that they took out their organization like in the first episode. That random maid that got away came back and capped her ass. I was like, bro, what? So
Okay,
on
that's great. I love that.
so like, and it's
Yeah,
just
we-
like,
we had to have a baseball episode to get there, but the baseball episode is actually really good. No, like that baseball episode was really funny. I mean,
Yeah,
if you want to talk about
if
Zog,
they're
have
in
you
a beach
seen-
episode, there's a baseball episode.
Have you seen Weekend at Bernie's?
What?
Something similar.
They
happens.
weekend at Bernie's this shit?
Not like
Yes.
exactly, but it is kind.
Don't you
It's
tease me
comparable.
with this shit.
No.
Do they or
it's
do
very
they not?
comparable.
Is she dead? Wait, that means we can't play the game anymore. No, she's alive. It's fine. They're both alive. Are they both alive? Oh, that means we can keep playing. Yay.
So they held their dead bodies up, and it was it was a whole thing.
Okay, that's great.
Was that before or after Renko died?
That was before.
Yeah. So
that was when all the maid aliens got turned into axolotls, basically.
yeah. So they got
It's
turned
a whole
into
thing.
actual. It's an animal. It's like a nematode that lives in the ocean. I know that word because I do science shit now. But anyway, so yeah, Renko ends up getting killed, and then like it's this whole thing, and then Nagi's just like Nagi just breaks because like she's the current head is Nagi, so she just breaks because she let her go free and everything, and she's like now super cynical, and she's like, haha, I've changed my mind. I'm not gonna spare Oinky Donkey. I'm gonna go murder them all. So like Nagi is mad, and it's like this is the part where it goes from being funny to being like kind of deep. because not Renko was challenging Nagi's mindset, and Nagi wanted to believe in Renko, so she let her free to see how she would live. And then since she just got murdered, Nagi's like, "Fuck it," and just says, "I don't care anymore. I'm gonna obliterate everything." So, and I thought that was so interesting how like once you give a cynical person hope, if that hope is taken away from them, we see like what kind of happens. And I was like, "Yo, we're getting deep right here." Like. And it was kind of interesting because I was like, yo, this is a really good, cool concept on how, everybody knows the iconic, Ronin line from Endgame. Don't do that. Don't give me hope. But, like, it's kind of like what would have happened if they failed in Endgame, Like, Hawkeye never got his family back, yada, yada. Like, Nagi experienced that.
Kind of sounds
My
like
hope is-
nothing would really change for him because he was already at his lowest point.
I mean, yeah,
What
but
was
with
he gonna
Nagi,
do now? Kill more criminals?
I mean, yeah, but with Nagi, she had Renko, which was like still the last person she had before she turned to this life. But maybe there's hope for me. Maybe there's a different way. Nope, capped. And the crazy part was like, so Nagi sent out everybody to find the person who killed Renko. She's like, bring her to me, blah blah blah. Like and she's like, you know what? I'm not even gonna kill you. Like, it's like whatever. And didn't she end up killing her anyway or something?
Well,
or-
hold on. Finish the. That was one of the points, but yes, that was.
So anyway, Nagi sends her whole like all of Creature Land, all of the maids to go kill Oinky Doinky. And Oinky Doinky's like, you know what? Screw that. We ain't dying. Like, So they just like we get in this huge blowout between like Oinky Doinky and we got everybody like shooting and everything. And then Zoya's going all out. And it's a very interesting time. But like since Renko has died, Nagamo, the pacifist, has now turned into a like she's now killing people. She's like dressed in all black. She doesn't go to Renko's funeral. She's like completely had like a warped mindset. So she gets Renko's gun and she starts like capping on people.
She shoots someone in the leg.
Yeah, she's like, "Who's the maid that
Yeah.
killed Renko?" And like goes on this John Wick
She was
That's
going
vibe.
on some John Wick stuff. That was
and like
dressed
her
in black
like
too. That was
Yeah.
funny.
so in the soba guy, the ramen soba guy who's displaying the guns or supplying the guns is just like crazy. So yeah, so Nagamo goes on this whole thing to kill Renko or to find Renko's killer Avenger. And they kind of just realized, like the rest of Oinky Doinky's like, yo, this isn't what she would have wanted. Blah blah blah. Like, live life. It'll be okay. So she's like, okay. So when Creature Land comes back to kill them, they're like, we're not gonna fight you. We're gonna win this with pacifism and blah blah blah. So they put on like this. They're like, before you kill us, let us actually show you what a maid is. So they start like doing the best they can and everything, and then Nagi just shoots Nagamo while she's like doing the maid dance, and like Nagamo keeps performing like with the cheers things as she's getting shot, and like the rest of Oinky Doinky is like crying their eyes out while they're still cheering for her because this is the pacifist end that she wanted, and it was fucking wild because I'm just like, I did not expect this. And then the lion girl, who's the head of Creature Land, like right under Nagi, like the top performer maid, is like, yo, let's, I agree with them. Like, let's stop and do that. And Nagi just shoots her in the head point blank.
Just bam.
So, like, it's just like, I don't have time for defiance. And Nagi starts killing everybody because she's broken at this point.
But no,
So-
so like Nagami's like, so what did you think of your experience at the Oinky Doink Cafe? Kind of like, and then while is it Nagi's kind of thinking back on her mateship and what all she learned from her mother, her adopted mother, and everything, and then just lets it loose, just unloads the entire clip into Nagami. I'm just like, ew. That was just like, and everybody just screaming. But then the girl, the maid who dressed up as an axolotl, the one who got away from the Wuv Wuv Moonbeam Cafe, the very first episode, shoots the one who killed
Renko.
Renko, shoots the headmistress in the head, And the headmistress does not go down. She just looks and is just like angry. And then off screen, there comes a bamboo shoot spear that goes right through her chest.
And it's the panda.
It's the best thing ever. So that one also came full circle. She got her revenge because actually what we forgot to mention was after Panda Girl tried to or killed their mother, their adopted mother, old headmistress. When she ran to the back of an alley, there was an assassin dude who was gonna like kill her off, but she got away because like a policeman or somebody stopped him from doing it, and that's how she went to go find a panda suit to hide in. So that came full circle as well. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, and it was really weird slash fun how Panda Chick was the one that avenged Ranko, but also was the one that kind of put Ranko in jail. So, it was very serendipitous. But yeah, it was kind of crazy. And so Nagi is like dethroned, and of course we get the traditional kind of Japanese ending where it's like you don't need to know everything. So, like the last thing we see is like Nagamo being like shot, and then like Oinky Doinky just kind of like everything, like just basically all these dead bodies. And then it like fast forwards to 10 years in the future, and we see Nagamo is still alive, but not without consequences because she really got shot. She's paraplegic from the spine down, in a wheelchair, in the eye patch.
From the spine down?
Or, sorry, from the waist down.
Okay.
Yeah, not from the spine down.
I was like, yeah, spine down.
Yeah, so from the waist down.
That's everything, but yes.
I actually don't even remember if she has legs. I think her legs were blown off. It's very like, why did you show me this? I'd rather her just be dead.
Honestly, was she wearing an eye patch?
Yeah, I think she was. I'm pretty sure
I
got
it was
shot
just
in the face too. Oh, okay. Well,
I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. Honestly, I was too stunned to even like really look into it. I'm sure if I go back and look frame by frame, I could figure it out. But like, yeah, I mean that was cool, and it was like such a bittersweet ending. I was sobbing, like at that point. It was like, and now I can't even listen to the theme song without crying because then I think of Rico.
it was such a good theme song too.
And I was like, I really wasn't. Hold on, like I'll be real with you. I really wasn't even that sad with Renko's death until Nagami went back and went through her personal stuff of all the memories she had kept of like their time through all the episodes, and I just bawled. I said, I'm so sad. Oh
yeah,
goodness, what a wild time. We didn't even get to mention where that same assassin guy basically falls in love with Renko, and like you think the whole time he's gonna like try to murder her, but like he doesn't. He actually has a ring and was gonna propose, but Panda ended up shooting him. So
yep, he was gonna have them run away, and Renko was gonna do it. They're gonna run away together, and then Panda once again fucked up Renko's life. So, yeah, it was.
Which if she had gone away, I guess things would have probably turned out a lot differently. I mean, she would have still lived, but I don't know about Oinky Doink.
Oinky Doink would have probably been fine since Renko was the reason that all that stuff happened. And you're correct. She did not have an eye patch.
Okay.
Just paraplegic. So.
I was shocked. I had never seen that. I had never seen any kind of. I don't know. I guess I really don't usually watch these type of shows, but I had never really seen just a full clip just get unloaded into a character like that before. So it shocked me.
You've never seen somebody just empty the mag out of fucking frustration?
I mean, I guess no, that like just in cold blood I've seen it, but never just like out of frustration where she just screamed like. I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's scary.
Yeah.
Dipper running across the living room.
Love the cat. But yeah, no, it's an interesting time to say the least. I feel like everybody should watch Akiba Maid War. I feel like the production is high quality.
It was really nice, actually. Like even Danta said, like, "Wow, that looks really good." I was like, "Yeah, I'm surprised. I don't know who did this." So thank you for answering that question I had.
You're welcome.
I usually like to find out during the podcast. It's always more interesting that way.
Yeah. Always bring you the studio knowledge.
I
Can't promise much.
I did love it. It was a good time, you know, besides the heartache and everything. I only had maybe some slight gripes with it, and that mostly, I guess, had to do with the episode count.
Yeah.
Cat's gonna
Your
cat.
cat.
If you guys can't see, my cat Dipper just freaked out. He has the zoomies and he's running across the floor right
I love your cat.
now. But
How hard?
I don't know. I felt like maybe we spent too much time on the two main characters. We didn't really get to learn about the other maids so much.
Yeah.
That I think that was really my main gripe was like, yeah, we have these maids and stuff, but I kind of wanted to learn maybe some of their backstories or like have them do a little bit more. I mean,
I agree.
like you bring
I will-
Zoya in, but I felt like she really didn't do anything after after her episode.
I feel that. I will say that Yumi is probably that episode was really good. But the her being like stalked and like the her telling us like you have to believe your lie. Or just how basically so there's a really good episode, Zog, that I feel like you really enjoyed. And it talks about how people are sick, like people have a sickness. And this girl was like stalking Yume, and this girl was like, you know, I was creeping on you and doing all this stuff because I was mad that you took attention, and I wanted the attention. I wanted to be the top mate. Like you stole like the people who were at my cafe, came over to you. I'm a sick person, you know. I'm horrible. And then Yume's like, so we're all sick. She's like, I'm sick in my way. And it's like basically an episode about like human, like the hubris of man. I was like, yo, like they be throwing this stuff in like really well. Like I feel like Akiba Maid War goes from being something like really funny and just like nonchalant to like hitting you out of nowhere. Like that episode really hits. The episode with Renko, like her whole death was like crazy. The last episode about like true pacifism, like yes, it has consequences. You can't just. And I feel like the last episode of Akiba Maid War was kind of like not intentionally, but maybe intentionally, like a joke about like the Naruto trope of like, can't we be friends? Like, you know, we have the same pain, blah blah blah, talk no jutsu type stuff. It was like, no, in the real world, that's gonna get you shot in the head. Like,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
and I like that. You know, I hated that it had to be, you know, my favorite character, but it was also like, oh, there's consequence. And I really like animes that have consequences. Not that I'm saying Naruto and other shonens don't have consequences, but as three people who all love Fairy Tail, we all know Makarov should have died. Spoilers. Like, Makarov should have died like 4 times in that series.
I don't know. I say 5
And
times over, probably.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, him staying alive has not affected the 100-year quest in the absolute slightest.
It's
So-
only become relevant like once. And
Yeah.
even then, it could have been more relevant and more meaningful if they had done something similar. Just replace the character, the amnesiac character, with just a semblance of Makarov.
Yes. Also, how the hell did Mavis even bring him back to life? Anyway, that's a whole nother podcast for a whole nother time. But yeah, Akiba Maid War was a fun watch. It was 12 episodes. It was definitely, I don't know if it's something I would rewatch. It's something that I'm happy I did watch. But there's just so much stuff I need to watch and so much stuff I would like. Like, you don't know the Dawn. I'm rewatching that right now. Do I have time? No. I watch 1 episode a week, but oh well. Give me a season 2, man. But anyway, what would you guys' like final overall opinions? I think that it was a really good anime. If I had to give it a rating out of a 100, I'd probably give it a solid 75. Oh, actually, I gave it an 8.5 on any list. I might have to change that. I don't know. Like it was like letting it simmer. It was a solid 8. It was a solid 8. Um, I feel like there's things that could be done better. Like you said, I feel like the characters need it more fleshed out. But I feel like it was really the story of Rango and Nagamo, which was enough for me.
No, I mean that's fine, but I don't know. I just feel like you did this whole thing of blurring out this character's entire face in the opening, and then you show like she shows up and like, oh, okay, cool, like this is gonna be like super pivotal, I guess. And I don't know, it just in the end it's just like here's your two main characters. That's pretty much all we're gonna focus on, which I guess with the episode limit, I'm not sure if this is based off a manga or like a short story or whatever it is, or if this is original.
This is original. This
Okay, cool.
Anime only original. So
Well,
that was cool too. Like normally, drawing in the Franks method happens when you don't have like any prior.
yeah.
I mean, Licorice Recoil did it too. Licorice Recoil was anime original, by far the best watch. But this one, not having source material, did a really good job. I'm glad, no one turned into a freaking dinosaur in face.
It was very I think it's a little difficult to kind of mess up a 12 episode run here. I mean, hold on. When you can, I mean, I'm just saying I'm trying to say something. It's all nice and tight, we don't have to span it out to 24 episodes. Maybe your story doesn't need that much. Maybe just like the nice short 12 episode run, very very bingeable, if you will. Kind of like might take you a day to watch it, sit down and watch it. It's very fun. Kind of hard not to enjoy your time with it, because it is a fun watch. But yeah, I guess other than I wish we had a little more of the characters, and just maybe a little bit of their backstories and why they're there and that kind of thing, and and maybe I wish there was a little more to the ending, but I guess the ending we got, I was perfectly fine with. I could only wish for so much, I guess.
Yeah.
Would it be a monkey's paw effect if I wished for more ending? I don't know.
It already is.
Yes, it would have been.
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. Just from what I've heard, it sounds like there's too much ending.
Not really.
No, I feel like the ending is where it should be. Personally, I feel like it was okay. I just wish there would have been more to it. That makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's what. Yeah.
I mean, okay, I guess that's what you just said, but I wish there would have been not necessarily more. How do I put it? I wish that there would have been I wish she either would have died, or we would have saw what happened to the rest of the cafe.
I kind of wanted to know what happened to the rest of the cafe. And I think that's what I was trying to get at. Was I wish I knew what happened to the other characters, where they're at now, because obviously she's 35, still doing maid stuff. So
that was the age that Ranko came into. So
yeah,
it was
and I think that's what hit it. We're oh, why do you gotta do that? Why do you gotta do that to me? My poor heart can't take it.
Yeah, which I think she came into the fray at 16. So that was
17.
Okay, yeah. So that was still 16 years later. Or no, wait.
2018 minus.
What?
I don't know. Anyway. I was trying to do math, but
it's 35 minus 18, which is 17.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, 17 years later, the other, and since the other maids might be dead, honestly, you don't know.
Oh, why would you say that?
It's the streets, man.
Definitely the chief. Definitely her. She's definitely at the bottom of the river somewhere. So
now that we have said the ending, I can finally say Revi would win in a fight because Revi lived in her. And that's what it really comes down to me. I feel like Ranko is like a strong Roberta Blood Trail type character. And if you haven't watched Black Lagoon and you don't get that reference, watch Black Lagoon. Get that reference. But Renko was definitely a Roberta type character, and I still stand by Revy over Roberta. So, but by like I like it.
Well, all right.
Takes everybody.
Yeah.
Watch freaking Black Lagoon. But yeah, anything else from you gentlemen? I feel like that's all I've got to say about this good series. I should give a watch. Shout out High Dive. This was on High Dive. High Dive has been killing it lately with the amount of anime that they put out. Shadow and Eminence, Akiba Maid War, Oshi no Ko, which is doing huge numbers right now. So shout out High Dive. You have been your boy Combing as well. You've been killing it. High Dive sponsor us, please, buddy. Bagel maker sponsor.
Bagel maker.
I like bagels. But yeah, anything from you gentlemen, or forever hold your peace?
No, I think that's it out of me. That's all I can think of.
I've liked what I've seen so far. I'm gonna be honest, I like it being this like self-contained episodic craziness. Finding out that there's an actual like story it's trying to get into. I'm cautious of it because I'm not sure how to feel about that aspect, but overall I've enjoyed it so far.
Yeah. I mean, watch it at your own pace.
It's
Let us know how you felt.
it's short, like it's harmless, really.
Yeah.
Grand scheme of things. Like I said, it'll take you maybe an afternoon. So.
So, well, anyway, Kings, and Queens, and everybody who's watching this, us here, Kings, we thank you for listening to our podcast. If you'd like to catch this podcast and the podcast we are doing, you can catch us out on Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Music, Amazon Music, anything that has a music title, and Spotify. You can also find us on other platforms such as YouTube if you're listening and not watching. So YouTube is the opposite inverse of yes, and we have other socials too. You can find me on Twitter at Static Dreads with a Z, because I put a Z there, not because I'm cool. I'm like
It is
Queen.
because you're cool. You're cool.
Thank you. I needed that. Also, James Gunn said he's gonna make a Static Shock movie, so I'm officially on board for anything he wants to do now.
I'm about
and
that.
just
That
so it's
sounds
out there,
awesome.
I've been a Static stan from the beginning. And Strange, you
I
also
recently
have
found
socials.
out Static Shock's on HBO Max.
Yes,
Ooh,
this
So-
is the only reason I
I
haven't
didn't
canceled.
know that.
Yes.
About to jump
I
on
watched. I skip the Christmas episode every rewatch because I'm like, I'm not emotionally stable for this, and I never will be.
that. The Christmas one?
Yes,
Oh,
with the
homeless
homeless girl,
girl? Okay.
yeah, who has ice
Aw.
powers, and she's like, oh god, her mom's dead, and anyway,
No one's
Strange,
okay.
what
in
is your
Static
socials?
Shock. Goodness.
what is your socials?
Look
my God.
Look for me on Twitter. Just look for Strangely Entertaining, and then look for me on YouTube and Twitch as well, where I stream usually Tuesdays, sometimes at 7, sometimes at 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. Depends on how I feel.
Yes. And Zog doesn't have socials, so
Redacted.
You can look for him. You'll probably find something. It's not active.
yeah.
If it's been
Um,
active at all within the past, like, 3 years, so since 2020, it ain't me. It ain't
Yeah.
me.
Until then, you can catch us next time here on Content Breaker.
Yeah.
Peace.